Hey, what's going on, VC? Laz back again. This time, another metal update. So, continuing on, I'm trying to get through all these, but so I grabbed the next sack and let's go. So, first one here, this is a high roller issue of Urchin. This is a 2LP high roller limited white vinyl. I don't remember what it's limited to. I think like 250 or something like that. You know, who's Urchin? Any Maiden fan knows who Urchin is. This was Adrien Smith's band before he joined Maiden. And this is a beautiful pressing. Real nice gatefold jacket. I love the design. I love the black and white photo. The band logo in yellow. And what's really nice about this one too is just, you know, just high roller, man, you know. So it opens up, got a big old fat Urchin logo there, and these are flaps that then open, if I can get it. It's so big. So that opens up to that. There's Adrien there in the middle, and then it's got some pictures of their 7-inch releases. So that folds over like that, and then the other side opens up. You got more, and also with typical high roller, you know, sounds just amazing. Black poly-lined inner sleeves, white vinyl. What's interesting about this is being on 2 LPs, to fit everything on there, one LP is 33 RPM and the other is 45. So you have you got 8 tracks on the first LP, which is 33 and a third RPM, and then your second LP is 45, and you got 4 tracks there, including She's a Roller, which is probably their best known track. And I know that song from, there's a Maiden documentary, and when they're talking about Adrien Smith and being in Urchin, there's a live shot of them playing, and that's the track they're playing. So every time I hear that song, I think of that documentary. But so glad that this came out, you know. So happy to get this guy and add it to the. This will actually get This will get filed in my Maiden cabinet. Anything that's Maiden related like that goes in there. So, Urchin, high roller. So glad to score that. Next up, we got this is Return to the East live in 2016 Dock-In. Or 2016 reunion, I guess. This is who was it that produced this? Frontiers Records, and this is on green vinyl. I don't remember what the limitation is on this, but gatefold, great shots. And you can watch this on YouTube. It's a real dark green vinyl. It's almost like it's even, I guess you'd call it like a dark forest green. There you go, you can see it. It looks black in the sleeve, but it's a real deep forest green color. Sound is really good on this guy. And happy to have it for the Dock-In collection. I shouldn't open all these up, but bear with me while I get it back in the sleeve there. So, real nice. I'm not sure what this little holographic sticker is up here, but yeah, green vinyl over the UPC down here. So, nice to have this. You know, and they just released, or Don Dokken just released the Lost Tracks or something like that. New album out right now. But so glad to get this. Has the reminiscent artwork of the first In the East live LP. So glad to have that guy. Okay, this next band, I got a few of these here. So I've talked about Hell's Headbangers before. If you don't know Hell's Headbangers, look them up. Online metal shop. And they do some crazy things sometimes. They'll do some pretty far out sales. And this band was a total kind of, I guess you would call it, blind buy, because when I saw the sale, I'm like, wow, God, that is really, really a good price. I better check these guys out. Watched a few YouTube videos and went, holy shit, this band is freaking rad. So I grabbed what they had that was on sale, and it couldn't be beat. So these were on sale for $6.66 a piece. $6.66. Okay. They're not anymore. They were like all on sale, and then I checked back like a week later, and like only half of them were on sale, and then only a couple were on sale, and then only one was on sale. So I was glad I grabbed them when I did. This is the newest album by the band, and the band is Metallian, and this is Vortex. And these guys, straight up metal, killer riffs, clean, sometimes growly type of vocals, but these are just, man, this is a killer band. Check these guys out. If you're into metal at all, look this band up if you don't already know them. These are all high roller pressings, and so this one is on I think it's like an aqua blue vinyl. You know, you gotta love high roller in their inserts. So there's the inner sleeve, or the insert, I should say, not inner sleeve. Here's the insert. It's like a real deep blue, aquamarine blue color vinyl. Just an incredible sounding band. These albums sound amazing too. I love these. They're super glossy, nice and thick. So I've spent a good week listening to this band, and man, I love it when I discover something new like this. This next one, this is my favorite album by them, and this one is Midnight Rider, and this one is on black vinyl. There's the band again, and this album just opens up, intro and then into Midnight Rider. Man, this album opens up kicking your ass. Just killer. So black vinyl, and then because hell, I couldn't beat the price, I got another one, and this is on colored vinyl, and I think it's, if I remember right, it's almost like a cream colored. Let me see. Yeah, it's like a cream white. So if I were to recommend for someone to get introduced to this band, start with this album, Midnight Rider. Just killer. So 2 copies of that, one in black, one in color, and you know, so altogether, what is that, like $13, you know, for the pair? That's still less than most albums new right now, so why not get them both? Next, this is Metal, Fire, and Ice, and this is on colored vinyl as well. This is like a red color. 7 tracks, high roller, killer shots on the back of the band. Just awesome. And then this is, I believe this is the first, if I'm not mistaken. This is another 7 tracks, and this is Wasteland. And this is on black vinyl. But I mean, high roller pressings for $6.66, you know, man, I was so glad I visited the site that day and saw this and snatched these things up for that. So check these guys out. Any and all metalheads, if you have not experienced this band, check them out. Just ripping, riff-driven, awesome metal right there. So, okay, these I picked up. These were on sale at the record store, and they were still in the shrink, minty fresh, as I like to say, and could not beat the price. I didn't have this one. I used to have it. This was one of the last Kiss albums I bought, this and Monster, right before the disaster struck. But this is the Destroyer remaster, whatever you want to call it, and it's this is the orange vinyl edition, which supposedly, come to find out, I guess was only available at Walmart, or, you know, I hate that shit, you know, when movies, records, stuff like that, when companies or bands or whatever decide, hey, we're going to give Walmart a special where you can only buy it their issue. That is one company and one store I cannot stand, and they do not need any help from companies or bands giving them special attention like that. However, I'm glad to say I did not give Walmart my money for it. But it's the orange vinyl edition. Comes with the insert with the original blue cover. But yeah, this thing is, I mean, this thing looks barely used at all. Whoever got this, I don't know if they even played it, but for $10, snag that. And I remember when this came out, you know, listening to it. I actually haven't respun it since I've got it, but, you know, I still remember when it did come out. The differences that are on here are quite noticeable if you know the album really well. I don't think Destroyer needed to be remastered, but it's kind of cool to have the option, I guess. So that, and then right behind it in the bin, also for $10, was Kiss World, the best of Kiss. You know, this is like Kiss needs another, you know, best of Kiss LP, but this is a 2-record set, gatefold, $10. I'm not going to let it go by if no one's picked this up, which I wouldn't be surprised if nobody did, because, you know, unless you're a Kiss major collector. But love the shot on the inside with the real band and then the half band on the cover. So, but still nice to have them. I really dig the label that's on this, though. This black and red, half black, half red with the Kiss World logo on it. But for $10, yeah, I'll add that to the collection in that condition. I will say this I did spin, and it does sound amazing. So it's like they took the same cuts off of the Kiss reissues, which just sound awesome, and used the same cuts to create the best of our Kiss World. Okay, next up, another addition to the Saxon collection. This is Solid Ball of Rock. And this is an import pressing. This is from the UK, London. And this is on Demon. One of my favorite labels, actually. This is a great album, and I think this album gets kind of missed in the Saxon catalog. It's a beautiful pressing, nice and glossy, very high roller. style. Comes with the printed inner sleeve. But I love the demon label. It's just black. The big demon upside down pitchfork running through it. I love this label. So beautiful condition. I got this online. Just gorgeous. And once again, like I said, kind of an underrated album. I think it gets overlooked. And if you're a Saxon fan and you have overlooked this album, if you have it, do yourself a favor and put it on. Just put it on and kick back and absorb this record. Awesome album. So Saxon Solid Ball of Rock. Get back in the sleeve here. So happy to have that. Okay, this is a Back on Black reissue. Totally glad I picked this up because I didn't really want to track down an original that's in good enough condition to add to my collection. And if I did, I know I'd pay the price for it. So I opted for the reissue on this. And this is Venom Black Metal. This is the Back on Black 2 LP gatefold reissue. You know, this it's been talked about before by some people. You know, when I was 13, and I would go, you know, to the record store and I would see Venom, you know, and especially this album. This was Black Labels. It does come with the black paper inner sleeves. I use the polys. I remember Venom scared the shit out of me. I was not ready for this band back then. I guess really I was. I didn't think I was. So Venom didn't come to me till actually after high school. So, and this is one album I never owned an original of this. So this is actually the first time I've ever owned this on vinyl. So, and couldn't be happier. This was $20, you know, 2 LP gatefold, legendary record, legendary band, and an absolute, I'd almost say mandatory in any new wave of British heavy metal collector's shelf, cabinet, what have you. So, Black Metal by Venom. Oh, this isn't metal, but this is one that actually just came in. I actually bought this for myself and my wife. This is one of our albums back from when we first started dating, all the way back 1986. And this is a reissue, and this is Concrete Blonde, Bloodletting. Legendary album. One of the most beloved goth style records out there, you know. It's vampire oriented. Bloodletting, the vampire song. One of my favorite tracks on here, which is Tomorrow Wendy. Classic track. It was originally written by Andy Pryboy of Wall of Voodoo, and his version is very well too. But so this is another one. Track down an original of this, you're looking at like 60 to 100 plus. So snagged this actually off Amazon. I think it was $16 or something like that. So didn't know this was in the metal stack. So there you go. Throwing it in there anyway. Okay, here's a nice used find. This was $4 and it was still in the shrink. And this is Girls' School, Screaming Blue Murder. Still had the hype sticker. Beautiful condition outside of, down at the bottom right here where the shrink was torn. There's a rub mark there on the front of the jacket, but that's okay for $4. I'll take it. Great album. Love the opening track, the title track. You know, just a rocker, man. So good old Girls' School. You know, to me, I will always consider Girl School a new wave of British heavy metal. Um, but just awesome. So I was so happy to find that for $4. So happy to add that. Okay. One of my favorite labels, and that is Shrapnel. And this is another legendary record. This is Chastain. This is their first, Mystery of Illusion. This is a first press, first issue on Black Label Shrapnel with the large logo. Killer record. Leather Leone, man, you just hear the youth in her on this one. You hear David's playing, David Chastain, his playing on this record. You really hear the youthful aggression in his riffing. It's just freaking a phenomenal record. I mean, how can you not love that cover art? Just legendary. You know, come on. If this album jacket does not scream 80s metal, I don't know what does. Another great album on Shrapnel, and this is The Rods in the Raw. You know, the Rods at times are hard rock, at other times they're metal. I've always kind of considered them almost like a little harder than AC/DC without the Australian, you know, peppering in there. Just such a killer band, man. And this album just slays. This is a first pressing on Shrapnel on the green label. Shrapnel had 3 different label styles: green, black, and silver. Silver was their later. Green label was their true first, which I think only lasted 3 or 4 releases. What's kind of neat about this one, I've had a few albums like this, and I'm going to point something out. Green Shrapnel. Side 2 of this, hopefully I don't, there we go. So there's side 1, and then side 2, if you look at the label, I don't know if it shows, see those wrinkles in the label? So what this is a double label. There's actually 2 labels on the vinyl here. So there's one underneath this too. And so this one is sitting up on top, but it's still attached to the vinyl, to the record, and around the edge. So it's kind of puffy here in the middle. So under here is a mint untouched label. I'm going to point this out in case anybody ever runs across this. I had it was a Wasp Animal Fuck Like a Beast 12-inch, the gold 12-inch, and I think it was Music for Nations that put that out back in the day, and it came like this. And one day, you know, I'm OCD and it was bugging me. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to take that top label off. And so I kind of fished, you know, under in the hole here, and kind of fished underneath and kind of started tearing the label off. Don't remove it. It jacks it up. It really screws up the label underneath it. So you just got to kind of live with it. It doesn't affect it in any way. And it's almost kind of like a misprint or an error kind of thing, because there's 2 labels on there. So just something that was kind of neat. But this was another $4 find. So totally happy to get this. I got this with the Girls School. It's on the same pickup there. So totally happy to have that. It's got a little bit of ring wear up on top there, you can see, but that's okay by me. Albums like this should have a little use look to them. As I pull this next one, which is absolutely beautiful. This is a original German pressing of Warlock Hellbound. And this is just a gorgeous copy of this one. And this is on Vertigo, the Spaceship Vertigo. And what's nice about this is beautiful glossy this one is. Comes with the the printed inner sleeve. Good old Doro. She was so beautiful back then, still is. Spaceship Vertigo. But this one also came with the poster, which I keep in a poly inner sleeve. So yeah, it comes with the fold-out poster, which was really, really nice to have a complete, gorgeous copy of this record. Hellbound, probably my favorite album. Was not the first album that I ever had by Warlock, but I would have to say it is probably my favorite. Killer, killer record. So, gotta love Vertigo. Vertigo. Okay. Alright. Another first album by a band. This one I think was like a $7.99 purchase at the record store. This is Icon. This is the first self-titled. Great record, man. You know, these guys, I remember when I first heard Icon, it was not this album. I can't remember which one it was now, but I thought, man, this is like metal light. I remember thinking these guys are trying so hard to be metal. And then later on, I discovered this album. And this album, this is metal. This is killer. Killer. And supposedly, they are, or those of them that are remaining, are back together and cutting a new record as we speak. So, if you like Icon, if you've not heard of Icon, but are interested, check out this album and then Google it. There's a couple of interviews about them making a new record. So, glad to add that to the collection. Couple videos ago, I raved about a band called Vatican, which I still rave about. Awesome band. They had I showed the album Metamorphosis, and that band, it was like 1983, 84, something like that. Underground metal, early 80s, awesome band, killer stuff. Well, guess what? They put out a new album. Back together and put out a new album. This is March of the Kings. Same band members, limited to 300 copies. This is on Pure Steel Records. And they still sound the same, which is amazing. This is, I'm not even sure when this came out. This is fairly recent. This is the printed inner sleeve. What year was this? This was in the last couple years. But there's a picture of the band. He doesn't look so much like Lizzie Borden anymore, but there he is. And there's the drummer right there. They're showing their age, but holy hell, man, this album just slays. So that's the printed inner. And then it also comes with, this is a Pure Steel Records double-sided like advert. So some other good bands listed on there. And it's just black vinyl. But Vatican, March of the Kings. Killer, killer stuff, man. I cannot recommend this band enough. Limited to 300 copies. That amazes me. There should be more than that made of this. So, glad I got one, though. Awesome, awesome band. Here's another one for the Maiden cabinet. And this is the 12-inch of Wasted But Dangerous by Wolfsbane. Blaze Bailey's band. This is a UK pressing. What's cool about this, though, it's got the track Loco on it. Love that song. So, I've got more Wolfsbane, too, but this was in the recent pickups, so I'm showing this one. So, glad to grab that. Next, Another for the Lizzie Borden collection, and that was one I was waiting till I found a really nice copy. Give 'em the axe. Good old metal blade. It is a corner cut, as so many metal blades are. So many early underground metal records were, too, for that matter. But give 'em the axe. So now I think all I'm missing, Love You to Pieces and Master of Disguise, I think is all I need to have all my Lizzie Bordens back that I used to have. So totally stoked to get this. Classic record, man. Here's a reissue that I needed. Would love an original, but don't want to play the waiting game, so I went ahead and opted for the reissue of Dio, Lock Up the Wolves. This is on gray vinyl. Sounds great, looks great. You know, I remember when this came out being blown away by, oh shoot, what's the guitar player? At the time, I think he was like 15 to 17 years old, something like that. And just smokes, man. I'm not going to open it to get his name. But, you know, this one has aged very well. This album has aged really, really well. So if you haven't listened to this for a while, pull it out, put it on, and you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how well this album ages. So that was a nice find. Okay, a couple of Japanese pressings. These were, I kid you not, scored them on eBay, an American seller. Okay, so I didn't pay overseas shipping. I got these for $2.49. So first one here, this is Rabbit. This is, if you don't know, Rabbit is they're a Canadian hard rock band. I think they had 2 or 3 albums. I always forget the name of this. It's just Rabbit, but I don't think that's right. It's actually Tough and Ready. That's what it is. Tough and Ready. So, but beautiful copy with the obi and the insert. But Rabbit, so think of these guys almost, or to give you an idea of what they sound like. And you can YouTube this too and you'll see for yourself, but they're a little bit harder than Night Ranger without the foofy. There's a little bit of maybe like early Foreigner, just good Canadian hard rock. Great stuff, man. Great stuff. I think they didn't go long because I think the story goes that they were kind of taken advantage of by the label, one of those situations. But so glad to score this for $2.50. Plus, I think it was $3 shipping. So killer. Glad to have it. And then the last one I'm going to show in this batch from the same seller, Bow Wow, Holy Expedition Live, same thing, $2.49. Why someone did not snag this before me, it just blows my mind. I was the only bidder on this. Didn't think I'd get it, and holy hell, I got it. So, with the obi and the insert, everything's there. Good stuff, man. Love Bow Wow. Killer record. So I think that's going to do it. Oh, you know what? This is just because it's laying on my desk. I was in a thrift store and found this. This is Guitar Player with I think it's a 6-page article on Maiden in here. And this is from, even still has the original owner's, you know, when he got it in the mail, his address and crap on there. But this is, when was this? It's volume 17. Number 11, it's issue 167, November of 83. November of 83. Prime Maiden. Prime Maiden. So, a quarter. So, couldn't let that go for a quarter. Gotta love that stuff. I think I even remember the page number. It's like 71 or something. Like you guys want to sit here and watch me flip through a magazine, right? What the hell? There we go. Iron Maiden, triple threat metal. So there's where the article starts. You know what? I'm going to show this because you know what? I'm going to say howdy to my boy Andy, Cloudy Milder. You're a fellow Maiden brethren. So there's the first page, second page. There's some shots in here I've never seen before either, which is really cool. Page 3 and 4, talking to Steve Harris. There's a cool shot. Page 5 and 6. Hell, this might be longer than that. Yeah, page 7 and 8. But look at that shot. With the old Big Eddie on there. I've never seen that photo before. It says, Dave Murray solos while Iron Maiden mascot Eddie hovers over singer Bruce Dickinson. So 7 and 8. Page 9. Page 10. My God, this is longer than I thought. There's another cool shot. Dave and Adrien. And that's where it ends. So 10-page article in Guitar Player Mag from 1983. So killer find there for a quarter, you know. Sometimes that's why it's still fun to go hit thrift stores and garage sales and crap like that. So where am I here? 36 minutes. Jeez. Okay. All right, y'all. Till the next one, Laz signing off. Peace. Stay in the groove.